it's Reana, Couch Hangs with Reana, and today we are super excited to be talking to you guys and sharing something very important to us and something that we get asked a lot as far as, because we have made a lot of progress, is Reana, how do you stay motivated? That is such a great question because truly it is a roller coaster.
Yes.
And we're human too.
Yes.
We don't wake up
every single day.
We are very positive people in general, but
there are always, relatively speaking, there are always times when motivation is low, no matter who you are or how you are, just, depending on who you are. Motivation can always be running low, no matter how high or low energy of a person you are typically or generally. So that's the most important thing to tell you, is that nobody stays motivated 100% of the time. It's important to understand that what we see a lot, whether it's on social media or in the real world or anything like that, is you're just kind of seeing one piece of people. So if you're going to see somebody talking at a motivational speaker show, or if you're looking at someone on the internet, you're seeing almost like the best of moments of those persons. So you don't see everything. You don't see behind the scenes. You don't see the moments when they are low. Typically, it's just not something that people share, which is totally fine. But just understand that just because that's not what you see, is that those moments are still happening.
Possibly. They do for us.
Most possibly.
Yeah, they do for us. And so today, we're going to be sharing with you basically 5 tips on how to stay motivated and how to keep going and push through and reach those goals and beat them.
So this is our toolbox for how to stay motivated.
All right, guys. So tip number 1 from our toolbox of tips and tricks on how to stay motivated is finding an accountability partner or group or sister. So for us, our accountability partners are each other.
Yay.
And our amazing gym, the entire staff of employees, our trainers, and our friends that we've made over the past year.
Yeah.
They keep us motivated because they're in class all the time, and when we see them and when they see us, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's like, wow, you showed up today.
And if you don't show up and then you come back, they're like, where have you been? And you're like, oh God, they noticed.
Yeah. And our trainers are amazing too.
Yeah.
And so it's always good to have something like a gym class that you can go and sign up for instead of
I'll make it to the gym today when I can. No, you have to schedule it. It's got to be in your schedule. Oh, or a club or a group, like a running club or a tennis club or a golf club or a squash club or pickleball or frisbee golf, whatever. Just so you have something to schedule and to go to and to meet up with other people on, and to just have the accountability.
Yes.
It's very important.
Right. Because before, I would schedule a workout. I would schedule something in my calendar, right? And then something would come up at work and I would just immediately cancel my calendar workout.
Right. All right, what's the second tool for how to stay... What's the second tool in your toolbox to help you stay motivated? And that is going to be
creating challenges for yourself.
Yeah.
What does that mean, challenges? How is a challenge different from a goal?
A challenge is different from a goal because a challenge is more focused on an end result. Or it's the challenge, how far
can you
push yourself? Not necessarily in an extreme way, but whether that's
signing up for a 10K or a half marathon.
Yeah. Or challenging yourself to get 10,000 steps every single day this month, or challenging yourself to get 100 kilometers, however that may look each day. Just having different types of challenges. Whether that's challenging yourself in the kitchen with food, drinking water, waking up early, going to bed on time, challenging yourself to different numbers of workouts, just doing those things kind of gets you out of the mundane routine of just like waking up and going to the gym and doing the same thing. It kind of gets you excited, and it kind of gives you something to strive for. And I don't know, that for us that works a lot because we're super competitive people, and so like having that is like when we did the 100 kilometers in August, I was like, I am going to do this, and like I fell behind, and then I had to do like 8 miles on the last day, and like it was fun, but you know, it's like challenging yourself. If you're that type of person who's just competitive by nature, that's definitely something that is really good to help you when your motivation is low, because you know that you have to.
But back to tool number 1 is that we created challenges with other people in our accountability group, each other and one of our trainers at Choose. And so that helped too, because it wasn't just like your challenge
like
with
with
yourself.
yourself when you're like, well, no one will know if I break this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Create challenges for yourself.
Yeah. And I like how you mentioned that it's different.
Wow, compliments!
Number 3, setting all different types of goals. So I kind of alluded to this a little bit in the challenge section, as Ree would like to point out. But I say this all the time, and I will beat this dead horse to the barn until
That was dramatic, Mr. Wonderful.
I don't know. I will harp on this forever and ever, because that is how passionate I am about this. Of the importance of setting different.
Here we go. When you don't even know what you're talking about, and then it's like your opinion only, and it's like, ugh.
That's why we're here, because it's my opinion on my YouTube channel.
Our opinion, and we don't have the same opinion.
Reana and Alex, a mixed co-director opinion.
Go on.
You
say this all the time.
I say this all the time, and it's so important to have different types of goals and to not just have outcome goals.
It's an umbrella.
And it's an umbrella, right? Okay.
With different raindrops.
You can't steal my thunder when I just explained it to you 5 minutes ago.
I know.
Do you like it? Did you like my analogy?
I love it.
Thanks very much. So it's an umbrella, and you have all different categories. So say you're looking to just live a healthier lifestyle. That has so many more things into it than just going to the gym or just eating healthier. There's so many different factors. So it's just this big umbrella, and there's different sections in each of those. And within each of those, you got to break it down even further into just different types of goals for each. And so that's, exercise goals, food goals, sleep goals,
water,
family goals, whatever, kids, your goals for your kids, I don't know. Work goals. And so then within those, you have to come up with other goals within that. So that way, if your main overarching goal is to lose 100 pounds, it's not like you're standing on the scale every day or every week, like just pissed off that you didn't hit the number that you were looking to hit.
It's about how all the things add up
and work to change your life overall.
Yes.
And those are the things that really help keep you motivated along the way. So yeah, on the day 1 when you say I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, that's great. You have great motivation, and you should ride that as long as you can. But when motivation is low and you stepped on the scale for the 4th week in a row, and maybe you're up a pound, or you haven't lost anything, or you feel like there's no progress.
So invigorating.
When you feel like progress is stalling, it's important to be able to look back at these other goals and these other metrics and other progress.
And look how far you can
And
go.
look how far you've come.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with losing the number of weight that you've lost, just with everything in your life.
So different metrics to focus on.
Yeah.
Not just one number on one scale.
Yes, that will help you a lot when motivation is low, because then you can look back and say, man, I didn't lose 50 pounds, but say you're monitoring your muscle mass and your fat loss, and those numbers are looking good, or your numbers in the gym, or I made great choices this week with my nutrition, or I was able to play with my kid for 30 minutes this time, whatever. That is a big thing that helps keep you motivated.
Very
So big! Our number 4 tip for how to stay motivated when motivation is running low is that when your motivation is high, or just in general, put together a collection of things that motivate you and inspire you.
This could be a, what is it called? like the
A vision
collage.
board?
Yeah, a vision board,
Mm-hmm.
and hang it up like where you are every day, where you pass by every day, in your office or in your room or in your bathroom. Or it could be a collection of podcasts that you really like to listen to, or people that you want to learn from those podcasts, or audiobooks, or like motivational speeches, or like anything, like maybe one of our videos that you've seen before, or something that we've talked about that has helped you, and like knowing that you can do it and you just need to start.
Yeah. And I think it's important, so when you come across those things, you come across an episode of a podcast or you watch a video that you're like, man, that really fires me up. Save it, because that, like, you're gonna need, you just want to have it there when you need it. You don't want to be like, oh, what was that one podcast I listened to? Or having to like go and like look for one, like, oh, I hope this one will motivate me. You just need to have it saved already and ready to go so that you can just pull it out right when you need it.
In that, like, things that fire you up too is like just looking like back at how far you've come, and also like just talking to like friends that support you, and they can just fire you up like right away.
And yeah, looking back at how far you've come, knowing that like you did that. Like I'll never forget, like my friend from high school, Noah, if you're watching this, hi. He left a comment on one of my photos and he was like, you did that. Like, you did that. And like that, like really, like, I got me thinking. I was like, yeah, like I did that. Like I did that. Like, you can do anything. Like, look what you've done. It got you from A to B. Now, like, do it. You like do it and go from just spit everywhere. Go from B to C. Like you
can do anything.
Look what you did already. Like you did it. Like no one else did that work for you. Like you did that for yourself. You are
We
capable.
both did that.
You are capable of doing that. And like that was the whole point. But like just the way that I was like, wow. Not that like I didn't know that I did that, but it was like,
stop and reflect.
yeah,
And just
it was
be
super
proud
cool.
of yourself.
It was super cool.
And like realize what you've done.
And let that motivate you.
Yeah, because just because you're not where you want to be yet, or where you think you want to be, or like now, like since you've made it so far, you're like, oh my gosh, like I could be here, and then like forgetting what all that you have done.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I think that's super helpful and super motivating, and like thank you to everyone who supports us and challenges us and helps us and works out with us. We love it.
Yes. Number 5.
Tips for how to stay motivated.
Number 5 is manage your expectations. So if you understand that motivation is going to be like a roller coaster, it's going to come in waves, it's going to be low, it's going to be high, just make sure you're prepared for that and make sure you
control it. Don't let it control.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Sorry.
When I was talking about like number 1.
Sorry.
I was like,
I mean, like, sure. Like, yeah. But just know when you're at a time...
we're not on the same page.
When you're at a time where motivation is high, use that. Let that be the time where you are just absolutely crushing it and going, and just use that and just go and build up your repertoire of your things that motivate you, and just like get so hyped up and pumped up. And then like when it starts to trickle down and maybe it's lower, then maybe that's when you kind of back off, or maybe it's opposite for you. Maybe when your motivation is low, like that's when you need to like go harder on yourself. So just kind of think about that. There's multiple ways to do it, but make sure that you just understand that motivation will come and go. There will be highs, there will be lows. So just know that, be prepared for that. So you aren't like, oh my God, like I set out to change my life and lose 100 pounds, but like I'm going through a week or a month where I'm just so unmotivated. Like I'm gonna quit because like it's over, game over, journey's over. Like I lost all my lives in the video game. Like don't feel like that.
And don't quit.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
And know that it's okay. Like nothing's wrong with you if you're not motivated for, weeks or months.
Yeah, and I think,
and if you are, just call us.
I want to mention too, I know we talked about it at the beginning about how like we're human too, and like that's the thing is that like we try our best to put out content or put out like stuff into the world that is like positive and reflects like how we feel most of the time, but there's so many times where we ourselves are not motivated, or where we are going through like a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, whether that's injuries, whether that's just mentality, whether that's anything, work or whatever that's going on. That's not necessarily, it's not something that like we don't share on purpose. It's just like, it just happens, but it's not something that we necessarily put out there. So we just want to make sure that like you understand that like that happens to us. Like we're not always motivated. We're not always riding high. We definitely have our lows too. And so we just kind of work through that with these things that we just talked about. So I wanted to.
That's why we're sharing them with you guys, because we've seen like that question come through us a lot. And so because it may seem that we are always so motivated and always getting these results.
Right.
But we do have some, tips and tricks that we've been, working on and focusing on. So we wanted to share them with you.
Yeah!
And hopefully you have your own thing. And if you do have something, please share it with us.
Yeah, let us know what you do to stay motivated, or your tips and tricks that we can add to our toolboxes, because, we can always add things to our toolboxes.
Yes. So please like our video and subscribe to our channel, Get Real with Reana and Al. We are so happy to have you on our channel. We talk about health, fitness, our weight loss journey,
lifestyle,
you name it.
Life coaching.
Our experience.
Yeah.
Mwah.
See you!